Some of these wagons passed on into departmental use at the end of their main revenue working lives, and they were repainted in this quite bizarre and very eye-catching wasp livery for use with things like Class 3 and Class 4 diesel shunters. Well, hey there, we've got ourselves another grand Jenny video here, box opening and review. This is some of the gear that I picked up at Worley Model Railway exhibition, and if you haven't caught those videos, go back and have a look because there was some really good stuff on show. But without further ado, let's take a closer look at one of the things I found. One good thing that I found about going to Worley Model Railway show is that it gave an opportunity to go and see a lot of traders all in one place. And you know my stance on rewarding traders that are prepared to commission special commissions of models which may not otherwise see the light of day from the main manufacturers. I always like to support that. And one of the particular things that as soon as I found out that TMC, the model centre, had a stall at Worley, was that I wanted to go and pick this up. And this is one of the Shunter's match wagons, and it's based on the Conflat A, which has been in the Bachmann range for quite some time now. But some of these wagons passed on into departmental use at the end of their main revenue working lives, and they were repainted in this quite bizarre and very eye-catching wasp livery for use with things like Class 3 and Class 4 diesel shunters. And the idea behind this was that those locomotives were too short to reliably activate track circuits at certain locations that would allow the signalman to be able to see on their control panel where trains were. So to alleviate the risk of a locomotive on its own just disappearing into kind of the cracks, the gaps in the system, they would be semi-permanently paired with one of these wagons, and that would increase its wheelbase and give a much more reliable activation of track circuits. The model centre has actually commissioned a few of these, 3 in fact that I know of so far, and I've bought all 3 of those. This particular one, we've got a catalogue number 37-980V, was the most recent one, and it was actually, they were doing it at a really good price at the show. It had been marked down to about £12, so I was quite pleased to be able to get a wagon that I really wanted without having the postage costs and at a discount as well. It comes in a fairly standard Bachmann box, so I'm going to try and open this up. Now, TMC didn't produce the original limited edition of the Shunter's match truck. That actually was done by Pennine Models quite a while ago. But TMC have taken up the torch on this one, and they've done 3 different versions. And I'm going to try and get this out of the box. It does seem very, there we go, reluctant to move. I'm going to get this out of the box, and we've got the, as usual, the piece of very slippery plastic that just stops in transit the plastic insert from rubbing away and causing marks on the finish of the planking. Now this wagon comes unweathered. Now they have done a factory weathered version before, which I do have an example of, but it's in a display cabinet at the moment, so I haven't gone digging to get that out. But what I do have is one of their previous releases of the unweathered version, so we can see there's certainly different detail differences with the wasp stripes between the different versions, and they are all based on actual photographs of actual wagons. These are all pretty authentic, and I've got every faith in that. That said, certainly with this particular new release, certain limitations within the moulding of the Bachmann Conflat A have kind of conspired to kind of detract on the livery application. And the particular thing is, there's a moulded rendition for like chain hooks, and they work very, very well when these are painted in the one colour body colour, the BR bauxite. that the main range models are produced in. But when you start applying a weird livery like these wasp stripes, it kind of shows up that they're moulded on. The other thing as well is where the number goes, that is going across some of these metal eyelets, and really the tampo printing is at a loss what to do. And in my view, I think really with hindsight, they probably should have picked a different example wagon to kind of make sure that the number was somewhere that wouldn't go over that. Or even if they'd fudged it a little bit, I think it would have looked a lot better had they shrunk the number down to just fit within the space before the metal hooks. And it's actually the case that this particular model, they have done just that, it would seem, or alternatively picked a prototype model where the number fits neatly within the space without going over onto those chain shackles. So you can see the difference there. It really doesn't look right where it's gone across the detail on there, so that is a detracting point. The rest of the livery application is, to be honest, pretty good. The model itself is a Bachmann branch line model. We've got the couplings fitted into NEM pockets with the narrower fit couplings. There's no sprung buffers, but again, not really a problem. And the brake detail is, well, it's something that Bachmann have done particularly well with the introduction of their blue ribbon models, and it really is a nice finish. The only other details we've got on here, well, we've got the wooden planking floor, and actually looks pretty good. Now, if you want these in other various custom weathered finishes, TMC do actually offer a service where they can, for an additional cost, weather them to varying degrees. And I did actually take a look at those at Worley, and the effects are really, really good. But as a rule, I tend not to buy those sorts of wagons. I think the trouble is, unless your entire fleet is pro-weathered, the ones which are tend to stick out like a sore thumb. So I just tend to stick with factory-applied weathering if it's there, or, as in the case of this, a very clean finish. And, you know, I'm quite happy with that. We've got the 3-hole metal disc wheels fitted, very free running, and there's really not a lot else to say about this. I'd say it's a good solid wagon release. It's nice to see it turn up in a special commission format like this, because it's one that is conspicuous otherwise from the range. Certainly towards the later part of their careers, Class 3 and Class 4 shunters were seen in a lot of locations with these wagons, so it does enable the recreation of that particular period quite nicely. Anyway, I hope that was informative to you. Don't forget to like this video, share it too, and also subscribe to the channel. You'll be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. But you know the crack by now. But you take very good care of yourself, and until next time, bye for now. Today's video has been brought to you by my books, Bringing Home the Stars, Twinkle Little Star, and also you can get the complete comic collections of All Over the House, Books 1, Books 2, and also the wacky zany Life of Knobty Mouse. Thanks, and catch you later.